Talk to y'all for a minute, man. I turned this podcast rap show to a business. Refugee been hustling for years since I got admitted. Man, I got admitted, I was broke, then I fucking did it. In the streets fitted, man, no kidding. Catch me with a sweatsuit, man, cold chillin'.
What's good, people? My name is Esteban Jimenez Osorio, also known as ESTEDON, here with the Hustle the Markets podcast, where we inspire and empower people to hustle the markets, because what's a better way to hustle than through investing? And today I want to talk to you guys about what's going on in the market, specifically with oil. You guys saw my last podcast, I was giving you guys picks on some of the securities or stocks or commodities that I thought were going to do well over time, specifically in this period of time. And one of the picks that I mentioned was oil. And this is a pick that I actually got from Schiff. I listen to a lot of Schiff. You guys know this, I quote that guy a lot because he's pretty smart. He knows what he's talking about. I just, I saw the oil prices dip because Trump was apparently, my understanding was this drill baby drill tariff whole philosophy that drove a lot of these prices down. There was a lot of oil production that was being brought to the market via the OPEC countries, and this was causing the price of oil to go down significantly. If you guys remember summer of last year, oil was somewhere around $50-$60 a barrel. And so we've seen a significant jump since then, and you can see it reflected in the gas prices here. Anywhere you are, I guess, specifically I'm here in Calgary. Over the past 3 weeks, you've seen the significant jump in gas and oil prices. And I kind of expected that, I saw that the oil and gas prices were pretty cheap, and I said, hey, well, where is this long-term going to go? And there's generally good principles to think about when it comes to any sort of investment, but specifically when it comes to commodities, is to buy low, sell high. That's really what I want to pass on in this podcast, is you want to buy low, sell high. If everyone's telling you this thing's crapping out and this thing's going to go lower, and sure, I could, but if it's something that it's essential that people need, use, and are going to continue to use, and it's going to become more scarce over time, probably something you want to put your money in. And so that's something I realized with oil prices being so cheap, that I was like, I could see this going back up. I've seen the cyclicality of oil and gas prices over time. And you see them go up and they go down, and specifically when there's war, it tends to shoot up like it's doing right now because of this Iran-Israel-USA conflict. So, it's unfortunate what's happening, and it's not necessarily something I'm trying to advocate for, it's war, but it seems to be that this is kind of where the nature of things are going, right? So that's why I said gold, silver, Bitcoin's starting to run up now. That's why I said that, gold, silver, Bitcoin, oil, things that I think people are going to continue to need and use over time. I think become more scarce and tend to do well in hyperinflationary war time periods. Are going to be something you want to park your money in if you're an investor and you want to find something to put your money in. So those are things I would consider thinking about. And like I said, I didn't really want to, I kind of wanted to show I don't want to shove this in your guys' face, but I did want to say that a lot of my picks have come true, and I think I get a lot of good information. So just, go out there, do your research. But the basic idea is buy low, sell high, especially in cyclical assets like commodities, like oil and gas. There's certain assets that are specifically cyclical. This is something you probably want to think about when you are investing in these sort of assets. Cyclicality, buy low, sell high, You don't ever really want to buy at the top of the market, I know people say, I'm going to buy the top, and the top. You could do that if you're really bullish about an asset, and you're going to hold it over time. But if you really want to make profit, not in a short time period, but if you want to see your investment get a return quicker than somebody who's just buying the top every time, consider buy low, sell high. So we'll see what happens with this Iran, USA, Israel conflict, but hopefully things get resolved, because I'm actually a user of gas and I don't like high gas prices. I think the economy is going to see not a hyperinflationary, but an inflationary period of time. You probably will see prices jump up depending on how long this lasts, because oil and gas is used in so many different things. It's pretty much the fuel, the transport for anything that needs to get made or done in the economy. So this is going to have inflationary pressures. And we'll look what happened back in 2022 when you saw the oil and gas prices jump up during the Ukraine-Russia war. So I wouldn't be surprised if this has a similar effect to the economy. And that's why I'm like, you want to hedge against those things, invest in yourself, invest in a business that's going to scale and grow. And if you're investing in assets, invest in these things that are going to continue to move up in price and hedge against inflation. So that'd be where I think about. I appreciate you guys. Peace.
Let me talk to y'all for a minute. Man, I turned this podcast rap show to a business. Refugee been hustling for years since I got admitted. Man, I got admitted, I was broke, then I fucking did it. In the streets fitted, man, no kidding. Catch me with a sweatsuit, man, coach.